Anyway, yeah, so it's all about, if I recall correctly about the set list, this should be Play Pretend.
Now we're going to meet the pretend snowman.
Wow.
Rather an odd similarity between us. We were born 4,000 miles from each other. This is the world will never be science fiction or fantasy. Go on a journey of imagination, be just what we want to be. Stories are there, fact and fiction with exotic lands. Hungry people, then be told to release the tension of the life we live in. For example, so remind me in your songs of this world and all its wrongs. There's more to life than just the basic facts, so let me play pretend. I want sci-fi dreams and laser beams, so let me play pretend. Everyone said we could be sister and brother. I wanna be told it's a mystery to tell the world that I wanna be free. There are things and dreams are made of an escape from the heart on the surface of death. After all this, if we just can't get enough, I'll go out searching for the meaning of love. With imagination in this confusing world, before robots in our dream control. Don't tell me in your songs that I'm living my life wrong. There's more to life than just the basic facts, so never play pretend. I want sci-fi dreams and laser beams, so never play pretend. As you know, the next bit is very, very serious bit, so I'll need to sit down for it. It's important that you take a good rest when you're doing this bit. Because, you know, while it's important not to bury our heads in the sand about injustice and inequality in the world, there are times we need to celebrate art and creative thought. Art and imagination are just as vital to our overall learning. So please, allow this indulgence to play pretend. Don't remind me in your songs of this world and all its wrongs. There's more to life than just the basic facts, so never play pretend. I want sci-fi dreams and laser beams, so never play pretend. There's more to life than just the basic facts, so never play pretend. I want sci-fi dreams and laser beams, so let me play pretend. Let me play pretend. Let me play pretend. Let me play pretend. And of course, all the video was from that's that Granny. How did that get on there? That's someone who does very, very much like Play Pretend, and also indulges in a bit of Play Pretend herself. Oh dear, dear. God, who knows put that lot in there? Oh, it must have accidentally got us. I know, you know very well I put it there on purpose, but anyway. And hopefully she's watching, so, you know, that's why it's there, you know. We might be 4,000 miles from each other, and, you know, everyone said we could be sister and brother, as I said, but, you know, when you meet someone as fabulous, it's really quite something, and when you can't stop talking to each other on Facebook, you've just got to take that chance. That image created by some good friends, Amy and Adam over in Florida, so Jacksonville, Florida. Anyway.
Right, okay, I've had a few sort of issues running up to this. I'm not sure I'll be able to play any Sister Chain and Brother John videos very easily, but we'll try and do that shortly, because they were going to do an interview. That was my birthday gig in Leeds, and, you know, doing a bit of absolutely disgusting mushiness about my wonderful girlfriend Gwendolyn over in St. Louis, USA. So there's apologies for the late start. I'm going to try and play a bit of Sister Chain and Brother John. If I'm right, this should indeed be On the Roof by them. Is it a cover? I don't know. We'll find out in a moment. Let's see if that indeed does work. So let's see how we get on with that in a moment. Right, okay, let's see how we do then. But it's not even on the right channel or something, audio-wise.
Many other people have much better cause to suffer. I know I've spoiled every promise I have made you with some cynical thought right after, but now I'm done. Take me to your heart and save me. Let me burn right deep inside you. Resentment, anger, I have none. Unfinished business, finished now. I have the eyes to see you. I know I'm spoiled, and that many other people have much better cause to suffer. I know I've spoiled every promise I have made you with some cynical thought right after, but now I'm done. Take me to your heart and save me. Let me burn right deep inside you. Resentment, anger, I have none. Unfinished business, finished now. I have the eyes to see you, mouth to taste you, soul to give you. With you I'm happy. You are naked and a man. You live right through me, see right to me, on the roof and in my head, and in my head. Life's leaving me, rushing through my weakening fingers. In the noise I hear the silence. Life's leaving me. First walk along the side road, then to drop all my defiance. And when it's done, take me to your heart and save me. Let me feel the sword that severs. When all the pain and rage is gone, I close my eyes and taste the rain and wait to be together. With you I'm happy. You are naked and a man. You live right through me, see right to me, on the roof and in my head.
I've just got some others. No, things are going a bit wrong today because I can't download videos from YouTube, so just bear with me one moment whilst I try and... Also, things just aren't cooperating with OBS for some reason. I'm trying to get Zoom on screen, but it's refusing. I don't know, just things just don't want to work tonight for some reason. We'll get there in the end, hopefully. It's not looking good so far, though. That's right, let's try this. I'll put me on screen. No, I won't put me on. Yeah, right, let's put me on screen briefly. Then you get to see me struggling with everything. Just have a look at the nice picture of me and Gwen. That's something exciting. Right, yeah, you get that nice image up there. Let's try and get Zoom on screen again. That's looking better. Then it won't display for some reason. Okay, let's... oh, no, it will. But then as soon as I do something, it goes away. I think I know why, but... I don't know, just... Everything just wants to go very, very wrong tonight. Come on, behave yourself. A change. What happens if I get rid of that? Nothing in particular. Do I have to do this sort of thing again? I don't know. This is very, very annoying. Let's try this again. I'm sorry about this, but this is just the way things decided to go tonight. No, I don't know what's going on. It will not. It's refusing to capture the zoom window for some reason. Yeah, we'll try another way of doing things. Okay, that seems to have worked at least. It's very awkward software. It just decides to play awkward sometimes, so that is what it's decided to do today. Right, okay, let me try one other thing now, and hopefully this will work too. Right, so that which I've done seems to have worked, so let's see if we can get our guests on. I told them to check the Facebook messages, but they're not so so good at checking Facebook. So this has been an exciting episode so far, hasn't it? I don't know. When things decide to play awkward, that's just the way it goes, I guess. Send them a message on WhatsApp, I guess, and see if that actually gets through. Because this thing's just being so annoying right now. Right, yeah, so, right, let's see if the WhatsApp message will get through. I'll play a bit more of the music in the meantime, I suppose, but I don't want to jinx anything. It's being too awkward as it is. That's not something I wanted. Let's, I don't know, see about playing some more of the music in the meantime, perhaps. What shall we play? And we'll find something in a moment. I know this is not really the way I had hoped to do this show. So, okay, let's play Let Me Ride in Your Darkness.
Sitting with Claire at her mother's toilet, wearing a new skirt I bought at the mall. Orange suede mini bell cut with a heart-shaped zipper. I am a sleeper, I'm a keeper, I'm a Tarzan, uptown girl. Claire asks if I want her mascara, and Norma says that I need none at all. I say that girls are like boys, she says that boys are like shit, and all that jazz and all that rock and roll. Anticipation is better than action on almost every other night in July. We shove ourselves in a taxi, we don't care if we're sexy, we just wanna be wide-eyed and sly. On the stairs of number 14, I am 19 and I don't wanna go to the annual radical carnival, suck up to the DJ show. Instead I put number 5 on repeat and tear up through my smile. Sing let me ride, let me ride, let me ride on his grace for a while. But Norma shots from the bath, we got tickets, so I'd better put some feathers round my eyes. But I don't feel like it, hon. Well, we're not born to have fun, and no one knows how you feel in disguise. Anticipation is better than action on almost every other night in July. We shove ourselves in a taxi, we don't care if we're sexy, we just wanna be wide-eyed and sly. Go up to his to smoke a joint and no one knows you'll be dead in 2 weeks. And the paper cliches will say it's so crazy all the talent we've missed. He brought in coffee on a tray, what did he look like? Tell me, what was his name? It could have just been me that on a line in time out 15 lines of fame. But Norma cares because she really knew him, and Claire just stares, she never has much to say. It's 2 a.m. and it's hot and I'm not dead, so why not go out and get a life as long as we may. Anticipation is better than action on almost every other night in July. We shove ourselves in a taxi, we don't care if we're sexy, we just wanna be wide-eyed and sly. Just shove me off in a taxi, tell me I'm nice and sexy, and you'll call me and tell me bye-bye. Tell me you'll call me and tell me bye-bye.
Right, with that out of the way, might be somewhere near getting there. Say about 1 minute, and they should be with us. So let's see if we can get me back on screen, and so at least you get me. Isn't that nice? I mean, what more do you want? Yeah. So I encountered them last week when I was looking up the acts at Goths on a Field, and I thought they were particularly marvellous, so I thought I would play some, and let's see if we can get that image on screen of the nature of the interview. It's not exactly gone according to the plan, but hey, I think we should be somewhere near ready now. Let me have a look. Right, okay, I have the Zoom meeting. I will be able to get it on screen in just a moment. Let's reorganize a few things. Right, okay, I can now finally, thankfully, go live to Sister Chain and Brother John. So welcome both of you to Night Shift TV.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello. So yes, you're rather good, aren't you? Yeah,
You're not doing it yourself.
yeah. So yeah, I was as has been sort of previously mentioned, whilst I was sort of filling in, just was very, very impressed with what I had heard. An interesting aspect that perhaps, I mean, before it's kind of a side one, I guess, before we get going fully, is it's just interesting that Jamie suggested that you weren't necessarily goth, but I don't know. I mean, you definitely fit in it, if you like, so to speak, for me. But yeah. Anyway, so welcome, and you're Sheffield based, and yet I've only just encountered you. I just find that quite remarkable. Where have you been hiding all this time?
First we were in Berlin, then there was the pandemic, and then we moved to Sheffield, right?
We moved to Sheffield in the middle of the pandemic from Berlin.
As many people do. Why not? So let's. I mean, I don't know if you've done many interviews before, and all this information is out there, but you'll be sort of going out to, in effect, a new audience right now. So let's find out sort of what motivated sort of getting going in this sort of. I suppose you can say there's a certain pastimes recreation, but I don't know. I feel there's something else to it. So what inspired all the aesthetics and so forth with the project? I'm sure this won't take long to answer, but
I would say it grew organically.
I would say it's also you have to go a long way back, because it started
long
with
time ago.
John's parents were music hall singers.
right.
So that's that.
Yeah, that probably because personally I'd always played in sort of Stooges style garage bands and things like that, and Sister Chain here, well,
I was a minimalist. Everything.
she'd always had a duo, and she needed a guitar player.
Yeah.
And I said, oh well, a previous guitar player, I think, played in a more heavy rock, heavy metal-y kind of style. And I said, I want to play bass. Bass is where it's at. So we play songs with guitar or bass. But anyway, it was the minimalist duo kind of thing, and it just sort of mutated. And my parents it's a kind of a cross between the Stooges and Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yeah, that's very good.
I mean, I'm struggling right now. I mean, obviously I feel there's quite clearly at times that sort of Liza Minnelli cabaret-ishness, but you also, go back further than that. I mean, certainly such as what I just played was sort of more Victorian sort of music hall kind of thing, but I feel there's a certain something as well going off with it, maybe a certain knowing of that and offering that sort of retro-ish aspect whilst being fully aware it's modern at the same time. Is that something that you feel is there?
I think like, that's where I mean, I think a lot of steampunkers do that, right? Like you know that you're here, but you're looking back, looking forward. So I think there's that, obviously.
There was nothing really knowing about it. We're kind of in a time machine traveling
Right.
back. When we got together, I mean, some of our first gigs we would play "I Want to Be Your Dog," just the two of us, things like that, and just wear black. I like to look sort of Velvet Undergroundy black.
Yeah.
And then we just started getting more and more Victorian, and the songs started developing into more sort of musical kind of stuff, and it just grew organically like that. And then the next minute we were sort of, upon my word, dear boy, sort of thing, all that kind of thing. And
I mean, we were always interested. I think we were both interested in history, like regardless of music, like in history and literature of 18th and 19th century. I just think but I think this is the first project for both of us where it influences the music as strongly. Like normally, you'd make like your rock or your metal or your metal, whatever it is, and you'd read Victorian literature, but like the fact that it kind of the fact that it merged so nicely, I think that was a nice surprise, wasn't it?
Aside from Conan Doyle, I'm usually been more of a 20th century boy, but Sister Chain here was quoted.
Do your friends say it's fine? Your friends say it's good? And like everybody says it's just like Robin Hood?
Robin Hood, yeah. What was it you said? I wish it was the 60s, the 1860s. Yeah. But that's your kind of literary.
Yeah, I guess that was a good year. That's a good year. Yeah. But now it's But I think what's nice, I mean, I guess that the only thing that's nice about living in the times we live in is that we actually can mix and match everything from the past.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they should. I mean, everything exists, so there's no reason why you can't call upon everything that exists for things.
No reason at all. The only downside of it is that people are, especially when we were Berlin based, they demand a genre all the time.
Yes.
And we came on parlor punk and
Victorian glam rock, I think.
We used to call it all kinds of things, but we never quite knew how to pitch it because it just grew.
Yeah. I think that's what's the good thing. What we do appreciate when we play like in goth circles is that people get it because there's drama. That's good. We get it. It doesn't. You don't need to actually have like the exact genre that you can.
I mean, God knows what the hell it is I do half the time. I sort of seem to combine all manner of different genres into whatever I do. I mean, sometimes, yes, it's goth. Quite often, sometimes it's sort of synth pop and new wave and all kinds of things. I find it...
Or Labyrinth.
Yes, indeed.
That was nice.
Magic dance, done mainly for, purposes of being absolutely ridiculous. And the thing is, as people have said, my image sort of was a bit like, or I felt the image I'd sort of recently gone for with the sort of aiming for the perhaps more suited to you, actually, the sort of aiming for some Victorian-y kind of elements, sort of ended up kind of looking...
Dandy.
Yeah, so I was kind of aiming for Lestat, but kind of possibly ended up more Jarrus, so I thought, let's do Magic Dance to be absolutely ridiculous. Also, it's, again, maybe a bit of a distraction side point, but I was just playing Let Me Ride, which there's a certain singer who had an album out in 1995, which I thought was absolutely incredible. And I wonder if the Let Me Ride was in fact inspired, at least lyrically, by PJ Harvey, or Polly Jean Harvey, as she...
Well, that's very nice that you picked up on that, because there is a lyrical reference to
Teklo.
To Let Me Ride, to Let Me Ride on His Grace for a while.
Yes,
so that is there, but that's a very, I don't know, it's a direct lyrical reference there. But I wouldn't say the song.
Well,
I wouldn't say the song is inspired by PJ Harvey. I would say the time about which it was written was drenched in PJ Harvey.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there is a stylistic reference to PJ Harvey, which I wasn't saying that, I think it was only lyrically I picked up on. Is it The Dancer, actually? I think, it's The Dancer that's from. But anyway, it's final track, I think.
Such a beautiful song.
Oh,
isn't
yes.
it?
Yes. I prayed days, I prayed nights for the Lord to bring me on some sign.
So beautiful.
We're just going to talk about PJ Harvey for his 1995 album for a while. I thought if there is to be a sort of musical similarity, the similarity would be, I would say, to White Chalk. I don't know if you are aware of that album, where she kind of adopted the more Victorian-y kind of image and plays with like just a piano.
Yeah, I've heard it. I mean, I've heard, but I have to say that after Dance Hall, the one that she did with
Dance Hall
John
Last
Parry.
Point, which
Yeah,
is absolutely...
Yeah, after that, I found
kind of
that
lost a
everything
bit
else
of
was
it. Yeah, I totally agree. Must be why I enjoy your music so much. There's that certain agreement there, but I did quite enjoy a few things after Dance Hall, but those two are the key touchstones of what she's done. So were there any particular artists that were inspiring how things evolved with the sound, or was that, as you say, just something which happened due to what you happen to be sort of experimenting with? It just sort of came out of you think, or was it inspired by any other artists?
Wow. And I think I try very hard not to be inspired by other artists, or I think that I would say the sound developed. If you're talking about like how our sound kind of changed throughout the years, I think it's more through things that we experienced more than anything, rather than through listening to things. I mean, maybe through listening to.
No, it's not something I ever thought about.
Yeah.
But basically, I'd always been in sort of garagey bands, and it's so easy to slip into being derivative in that kind of music.
Yes.
And then I'm in a duo with Sister Jane here all of a sudden, and I just played for the demands of the songs and the demands of filling space with just one instrument.
So what does when you're writing music, does say the lyrics and vocal line come first, or is it like, say, some lyrics occur and then the guitar starts getting written, or is it like sometimes a full bit of music first, or what? Yeah,
it's I mean, if I think about various songs, so it's everything you said. Like, there's some songs where they start as a poem and then they are composed, and sometimes John has a riff and I would improvise on top of it, and sometimes John would come with a full melody that was very loud. Sometimes John would come with a full melody and I would write lyrics to fit the melody, right? So it really is
But more often
Yeah.
than not, you'd come home after being on your bicycle saying, I've got a tune with all the words. And I just had to find the chords and decide what kind of sound to put to it.
Yeah, that's true. There is a lot of that. I think that's where kind of the idea of kind of making like complete show tunes in my head and then saying like it goes like this, and I'll find it on an electric guitar, you know. So, so there is a bit of that. But I would say we don't have a particular songwriting process.
No.
That's always the same.
That's why it takes so long.
It takes very, very long. Yeah.
The gestation period of an elephant has nothing on the gestation of our
Obviously, about the John album.
How have you found the reception to your project, as I like to keep saying for some reason? It seems I know it seems more apt to call it project rather than band. You know, your show, your theatrical production.
A life-changing spectacle.
Indeed, I mean, I'm quite sure it is. I mean, I've been absolutely enraptured with what I've seen on YouTube and so forth so far, and I probably a little busy around the time you're at Goth, as I like to call it, Goths on a Field. And it's a bit of distance, so probably can't quite make that, but I'm going to be looking up for that. And also,
You're not coming to go?
No, I don't think so. I mean, for a start, I just don't do camping. I'm just such a modern
we
guy.
Don't do camping. We get accommodation for the night we play. So.
Yeah, I played there a couple of years ago, and I wouldn't play unless I got one of the chalets. So you know, I see we have certain sort of agreements in what artists require. Where was I? I forgot the point.
We are campers, but we don't do camping.
Exactly.
Yes. I'm much. That sounds like something that I've said, and my girlfriend, my wonderful Gwendolyn, has also iterated. Both of us like camp, but we don't do camping. So, apart from
your girlfriend's called Gwendolyn?
She is indeed, yes.
Oh, that's very interesting. we have a song about a friend of ours called Gwendolyn. It's not mentioned. The name is not mentioned in the song, but it's always in the tail leading up to the song. So one day when you see us live, you'll get to hear.
Yes. Well, I mean, there's always some chance maybe I can pop over. We'll see. I might be playing Lincoln the next day, so it's kind of a little bit awkward. But how have you found in terms of reception? Has there been a difference between what you've experienced, say, in Berlin and the UK in terms of... is there a difference in what doing live music is like in these two different places? Right, that's it. Thank you.
now I'll tell you what I loved playing in Berlin and in Germany in general. Yeah, because it's a very... I would say what Germany has got going for it is that the audience is very loyal. Like if they see you one time and they like you, they will always come and they will be your fans forever, which is something that is very important for any independent artist. But the advantage of performing in the UK is for a band like ours that is so lyrics based.
Yeah.
Amazing to play at a place where everybody gets they get every word and they get also all the cultural references.
Right.
Like when John when John kind of makes a joke that is very subtle about, I don't know, the differences in, like, even if it's like differences in accents or about something about London or about a particular place in London. So you would have like many people in the audience who would get that, and that's something that you don't get when you play. You know,
I couldn't help myself. All that time in Berlin, and I'd make references to. It's probably an age thing as well. That certain age groups get it, but I couldn't help dropping out references from sitcoms from the 70s or something.
Right. Yes.
Don't think anybody knows who David Niven is.
He wasn't a sitcom actor.
No, I know. Like that.
did sport a very nice moustache.
A video I played just before sort of starting the show properly, or sort of just as an intro track from my birthday. I thought, because the track I did that I played on here, I did a track called Play Pretend, which is sort of about all the dressing up and imagination in life and that sort of thing. So I thought it would be a fun idea to put the intro to TV show Let's Pretend. I don't know if you ever saw that. I think it was on ITV in the 80s or something. Children's program all about sort of making believe and so forth. These people would sort of put on a rather amateurish play every episode with cardboard boxes and stuff. And I thought it was a great plan to put that as an intro, but I think I totally lost all the audience, so they don't think they knew what the hell it was all about. But that's
except
absolutely,
for the ones who remember it.
Yeah. I don't think any of the audience were familiar with it. Probably either too old or too young, so I don't know. You get these great plans, and the song was littered in the second verse with loads of song references from the 80s, because obviously that's where I'm from. Anyway, yeah. So also, with doing the live show, I always try to make it... I sort of approach it as much as I think you have suggested, as a theatrical production, which is, to me, why I sort of have a lot of styles and that sort of thing. Because to me, I feel I'm more like, say, a theatre troupe that does a different play each time, where you say you get like groups of actors that can do different films, and theatre groups put on different plays. Do you ever feel that sort of thing? And do you feel you should try to be more than just a band? You want to be something else. That's the way I feel anyway.
I think definitely, like, I'll say it like this. I think every band should be more than a band. I think maybe
me too.
There's a lot of bands who are more than bands. So I think the idea of like a band kind of just, I don't know, shoegazing, that's not necessarily what a band is. I mean, if you think about a lot of the bands that you like, or the singers that you like, they are showmen.
Yeah,
aren't they?
You've got to have a shtick.
Yeah. And you and entertain.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
what it should
entertaining in
be.
a way that makes people suicidal. It's still entertaining them.
So who have perhaps, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying they are sort of direct influences or anything in what you do, but I've just noticed a kind of funny aspect of how I've got the broadcast set out. I've got Sister Chain on text on the left hand side and Brother John on the right, so I should have reversed the video or something. Anyway, yeah,
yeah, I don't remember who is who. It doesn't matter after all these years.
I mean it's often similarly difficult between myself and my girlfriend, where sometimes forgetting who's who. Certainly other people seem to. What artists? I mean, obviously Iggy Pop must have been one, and perhaps a bit of Bowie, considering your sort of recognition of the song from Labyrinth.
Yeah.
So what artists do you feel have really done the best job, perhaps, of taking music away from just being musicians performing to making it more?
Well, there is Saint Bowie, of course, whom we've mentioned. So many. Kate Bush has done that.
You said you referenced Klaus Nomi.
Klaus Nomi. I mean, a lot of the German cabaret, of course. Yeah, a lot of Lenya.
That is theatre.
That is theatre as well. That's right.
Right.
Yeah. But even if you listen to like late 60s music, if you listen to The Doors, if you listen to the Celebration of the Lizard, right? That's trying to be more than a song, right?
Yeah.
And there is an alter ego there, right? Mojo Rising for Jim Morrison. So it's not. There is a lot of people who have done it. The Kinks, right? Kings of
yeah, later on live they were more like that. I think you could say that more on record for them.
Yeah, Sergeant Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band. That's an alter ego.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think that
numerous.
There are strangely
examples.
numerous examples. I mean, I also argue that Shakespeare's Sister were a very, very fine example, very big influence on me. But yes, so
I never saw them live. Were they a very theatrical live act, or?
it's complicated. I saw them live being absolutely astoundingly incredible in about 1992 in Sheffield at the City Hall. It was an absolutely stunning, epic performance, and I think Siobhan was definitely very theatrical. I mean, she's very much been one to dress up at the show, and it was still kind of rock bandy, but there was certain sort of, I think, scripted moments in the dialogue on stage between them, which does crop up on a live recording that they released as well. But by the time it was sort of the reunion at Sheffield City Hall, there wasn't a lot going for it, sadly. But yes, I described it as like sort of sucking a toffee with the wrapper still on. But,
and we need to mention Tramps as well, talking about couples as well, like, right?
Sparks.
Spring
to mind, and even sensational Alex Harvey band, though they were a bit of a proggy band. Alex Harvey was very much a theatrical performer.
Yeah.
He'd often do his, he'd quiff his hair up for some songs, like the one about the Burning Big Louie Tonight, sort of thing. And yeah, he was really theatrical.
Another thing I sort of related to my experiences, do you ever find that there's tracks which seem in effect too popular compared to your favourite of your tracks? Because I sometimes feel some of the tracks that go down best with the audience aren't necessarily the ones I love the most. Do you ever feel that sort of thing, or is there merging there?
I try not to judge like what the audience goes for, because I know exactly what you mean, but at the same time I think in a way maybe the audience is right.
No, the audience don't give them what they want, give them what they need.
I'm giving them everything, right?
Yes,
I'm giving them rah, right? But if they prefer a certain kind of rah to another one, like, who am I to judge? And I think that often people would see, I mean, as long as I can be who I want to be, I mean, whether you call it myself or like a distorted version of myself, as long as I can be all that I am, if people like to cherry pick and say like, but this is my favorite song because they relate to something in that, because something in that moves them in particular, that's fine. As long as I know that in this project, we don't write anything with an aim to please or to make it commercial. We just do whatever we want to do. So if people pick on one of them and say this is absolutely like our favorite, I go, okay.
Yeah, we do our we really do our thing and sod everybody else.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think, oh well, it is a bit quite bare, isn't it? But we like it that way.
Yeah.
Occasionally on our recordings we'll add the odd other instrument to broaden the sound, because you haven't got the show to go along with it.
Yes.
But generally speaking, we'll stick with the minimalist thing because that's what we like, and it gives us room to perform. And so we don't play to the gallery. No. There's one song on the roof was very popular.
Yeah.
It's quite a somber song for us. So, and we didn't always feel like playing it, but if people asked for it, we'd play it because if they like it, then come on, But except until we get a new album out, then they get in that.
Yeah, then.
Quite right
but
too.
It's true, but I think that also
coming soon, by the way.
I think that another thing is that we don't make any secret of which of the songs are our personal favorites. So when you like announce the song and you go like, okay, so this is my favorite song that I've written, so people will have a hard time disagreeing with you. So for you if you ever have that problem.
Or between ourselves, like there's. I'm not going to mention the songs, but
I want you to mention the songs. I want to know which are your favourites that everyone should love. And I played On the Roof as the first track of yours.
But my favorite song is The Gambler. As far as I'm concerned, like that's it. I wrote The Gambler by, you know.
Well, make sure we have that one on then, because I think that's important. We need to educate that uneducated masses that this is the bestest track ever.
My favourite is Meet Me in the Darkness.
Yeah.
We'll have to play both of them.
The Gothic song.
But occasionally Sister Chen will say, "Oh, again, really?" And I say, "Yes, it's not a show without Meet Me in the Darkness."
Yeah. It's so graveyard. It's like
I like it. I like
got everything.
Yeah, and speaking of graveyard, sorry, I'm interrupting you saying. I'll let you finish. I'll let Brother John finish what he was saying because I was rudely interrupting him.
That's all right. I was just going to say when we recorded that, we got a friend to play tabla drums on it, and I do kind of miss those because along with the riff, I always imagine this boo that you get with a tabla drummer, boo, boo, sort of thing. And when we're playing it, I hear that in my head, and I kind of wish it was there sometimes. But
I wish you all the time, whenever we sang, you do a Sisters of Mercy impression, but would make everybody giggle. Yeah.
My dad plays tabla and sitar and subhar, even though he's not of Indian extraction, but he heard it in the 60s and decided to take lessons. That's. I just thought of one. We're going to have to stop in a moment as we're running out of time, but it's just an interesting connection as well. You've obviously, despite not being Goths, you've played in the cemetery in April, and that's another thing we've got in common. I'm putting on a festival in. At the end of November in the very same cemetery which you played, so and that's already sold out.
We haven't got our goth cards. But, are we still being excluded like this?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I sort of when I had my first bands in the 80s in Sheffield, Goth was really big. It was a lead thing to start with, but it. And most of my mates were into the Sisters of Mercy and the Fields of the Nephilim and, all the big goth bands of the time. And when my first band we did a Stooges song, 1969, but the bass player sang it, and he was more of a goth, and he sang who did a version of it? It was the Sisters.
Sisters did, yeah.
Sisters of Mercy, and we ended up doing more of a Sisters of Mercy than a Stooges version of it when we played it. So yeah, it's all there. It's in the blood in a way,
Yeah, so we've got Goths on a Field coming up on the 11th of July, I believe, is your date of performing. Goaf.uk, goaf.uk, co.uk maybe, I'm not sure. I'll put the link up later. So any other gigs coming along other than that one?
Yes, but I don't know. Yeah,
we're playing the cemetery again in December.
That's right.
Now, in between times, we should have a new album, hopefully, and I am working on arranging some gigs around that.
So talk to Brother John here.
So if anywhere that you could recommend, it would be, because part of the problem for us is knowing where would suit us.
Yeah.
Because we got used to that in Berlin, but it was a slow start in Sheffield due to the pandemic. So.
Yes.
And our character. But we're also playing. Oh, that's important. We are playing in Leeds at the
Leeds Library.
At Leeds Library, like the old library.
Yes, the Lending Library venue.
The Lending Library. That's right. So we're playing there with the Poets of Esnod, which is a group of poets from all over Yorkshire, and we've done a few events with them, I get to read my poetry as well.
It's a literary event, poetry reading, but we punctuate each act with a song. So
that sounds. I mean, the thing is,
that's on the 19th of July at 1 p.m.
We shall put appropriate links to these things in probably post-production and in descriptions. So just quickly, we've got about 7 minutes left, so anything else quickly you want to add that we've not covered?
Not really, no. We have a couple of for those of you who don't know us, We have a couple of albums. We tend to put albums out on
That's right.
vinyl or available on
There you go.
Bandcamp.
Record player right there.
One quick thing that my wonderful girlfriend, I keep saying that's just disgraceful, Gwendolyn over in St. Louis, she's still in the US at the minute, she possibly suggested that the gig where you've got like the poetry reading and so forth, maybe Rosie Garland might be there perhaps at some point, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Johnny's just gonna Johnny's going to go into this cupboard where he sleeps and get a record out.
Damn, it's the wrong part.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Move the guitar stand.
Yeah, but so I think what he wanted to say is that we do have some vinyls out. We have also a beautiful picture disc out with a song about...
So that was our first album.
Oh, that's right. Here we go. It's the first album, Darkness to Warm Your Heart.
Lovely.
It's very dark, very
and Jamie
heartwarming.
dared to suggest you're not goth. I mean, you've got photos posing in a cemetery. Of course you're goth.
Yeah. And as I said, and we've got a single about a female version of Jack the Ripper. So there you go.
All the
Murder
fun
ballad.
subjects.
Oh,
And,
yeah, of course.
Of course, yeah, that's Jack.
Keep the
Jackie.
next stage.
We've got 5 minutes left, so you've got
he's
to hurry.
running. He's running to promote the promotional machine of Brother John.
He's got, we time is fleeting, so
Yeah, darkness takes its toll.
Indeed.
Well, there's I mean, I don't care what people say, but that was a big influence.
Yes, I mean, if you're going to play in Rocky Horror, who are you going to play then?
Oh, that's such a good question. That's such a good question. Wow.
What was the question?
Which character am I in Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Surely it's Magenta.
No, I'm all of them.
At the moment, you look like a Meatloaf's character.
Isn't that Eddie?
I like to think I'm Rocky. There you go. This is our second album, and
The Androgen.
the Androgen Show. As you can see, we look very stern,
Yes, indeed.
and yeah, that's got the Gambler on it.
Yes.
So
And Me Be in the Dark.
and that's got these two songs on it. And then now we have here Staying in Soho, which is a picture disc. So you put the picture on the record player and you can
Yes.
watch it go round and round. Yeah.
Which, is
And-
what
They're
people
familiar
did.
with it.
I believe people did that
familiar
in
with it.
Victorian times for entertainment, right? All right, anyway, we are sort of down
That's
to
all.
about 3 minutes left, so hurry,
This is
hurry.
And we got a fanzine called The Gambler as well. just
Because everything is the Gambler, because that's the bestest.
yeah.
Also, your favourite book, isn't
That's right. It's also my favorite book.
Yeah, but have you
Dostoevsky,
seen the
Gambler.
Mark?
Read it.
Have you seen the Marky Mark Wahlberg atrocious excuse for a film called that as well?
No.
Don't. Right, anyway, I should be
know.
finishing this, but it has been absolutely delightful to talk to you, and I do think you have something thoroughly exceptional, which I like very, very much, and if I had known about you before I'd booked the festival fully, you would have definitely been on that lineup. So,
Aw.
yes, quite definitely, because there you go, it's quite wonderful stuff. But anyway, I am totally out of time, but thank you so much. It's been very, very lovely to connect with you, and hopefully lots of other people will now be in love with you. And hello to those things Silver and Gwendolyn watching. So thank you, Sister Chain and Brother Join, for joining me, and I'll let you go and do whatever it is, satanic rituals or
Have
something.
a cold shower, I think. in this.
Yes, all right, thank you, and I will
Bye.
hopefully see you in the not too distant future. We shall see. All right, thank you, and bye for now, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that was jolly nice, wasn't it? Let's get rid of that window now and move that back up. There we go. That's a bit more appropriate. Right, can we get something else of theirs up? Let's see if we can get the Gambler on. Alright, let's, because that's the best track, obviously, as we have found out. Let's see, Gambler Weimar version, that sounds about right. I did suggest there was a bit of Weimarishness to them previously. Here we go.
Have you got what it takes? Baby, you're the reason that my head's in a mess. Baby, when I think of it, I wanna step out to the strip on my own in a red satin nightie. I'm not one of yours. In a red satin nightie in a lush hotel. Ring the bell. Come to kiss and tell me you love me, darling. Drunk with you I lie. Suddenly I spy you've been on the sly all the time behind me. I'm not one of yours. In a red satin nightie. It was a king, stranger in tights, selling advice to a lost leopard. I am singing metaphors of class. 74, my terrified face in the mirror.
Not sure if I'm coming through appropriately. Oh, I seem to be. That's good. Right, let's find that other track of theirs. I mean, why not? Actually, I have another idea of what I thought I could put on, being as we have the person watching. Let's have the... I think we want an original if we can. Let's have a look. Yeah, this will do, I guess. Right, let's have Those Things Silver with Stardust. Hopefully get this on. So that was Those Things Silver with Stardust. Shall we play that other track by Sister Chain and Brother John? That was very popular with Brother John. I think that would be appropriate. I've got some other plans for some things. It's interestingly that this will be the venue for my festival, which you can't buy tickets for because it's sold out in like a weekend. So let's have Meet Me in the Darkness by Sister Chain and Brother John. I don't normally play this many videos by someone, but it's warranted in this situation, I feel. Right, let's get that back on the screen. It's awkward having to play them from YouTube, but hey, so it goes. This is live at Samuel Worth Chapel in Sheffield, which is, as I say, where I'll be doing my festival. So it gives an idea of the live performance. Actually accidentally had a bit of echo on there. That was a little regrettable. Anyway, so what I've got a couple more things I wanted to play So I'm going to play them. It's not easy doing it this way with the YouTube downloaders not working. But, let's see if we can get this working. Where is it? I think this is the one I was going to go for. A Ukrainian band called Sesho, which I thought appropriate sound-wise, sort of. And this gets a little bit more modern techno, but anyway, here you are. I think this is great. This is Rave.
Expensive and gold, let's move on. I found for it really good deal. My daddy for me will pay a bill. I want new shoes, I want them all. Versace, Gucci and Louis Vuitton. I want everything, I'll never take ease. Today and now, buy me daddy please.
So that was rather exceptional, I think. I really like that. Me on screen again. One more track that I fancied playing. Another Ukrainian band, which again I feel occupies that same sort of territory. So this will be the Dak Daughters, and the track is Rosie Donbass, it seems. Alright, okay, let's get that on screen and then I can press play. very thematically appropriate here, especially for the gambler.
No more big grief at that which has done. Roses have thorns and silver fountains mark. Clouds and eclipse, same balls, moon and sun. And lonesome can her lips in sweetest bath. No more big grief at that which has done. Roses have thorns and silver fountains mark. Clouds and eclipse, stay balls, moon and sun. And lonesome can her lips in sweetest bath.
There you go, that was pretty exceptional. We will agree, and I think you can see there's certainly a similarity between that and Sister Chain and Brother John, and also Sesho. I believe, if I'm correct, Sesho actually were formed from the Daka Daughters. Anyway, that's it for me this week. It's been a bit shambolic this time, I'm afraid, but we'll try and get it sorted properly next time. It's been a busy day. I didn't have time to properly set things up. Anyway, thanks, and see you next time.